whatever this is, live with me, your host. Nope, that doesn't work. Patrick. I'm still fighting with the camera, but that's fine. Okay. This is a weird angle. I guess it's only weird if my screen is folded too, so that probably doesn't help at all. I'm gonna put this behind it so my phone doesn't fall. How is everyone doing? Oh, wait. It's fine. I could go get my laptop actually, but I don't think there's an outlet around here. One of the things that I've noticed, I don't know if this is representative of all of UK. I don't know if this is representative of, or if my experience is representative of all of America. But one of the stranger things, there's a card flipped over in here. The Page of Wands. Um, 1 second. That's my gracious host. This is gonna pause for a second. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Um, is the light switches for the bathrooms are outside of the bathroom instead of being inside. So it's not the biggest thing. It was more so like my first time here. It was an adjustment because I walk into a dark bathroom and I'm like, "Where's the light? Where's the light, sis?" So I went to Tottenham Court and I went to the astrology shop before going to Zizi's, literally right across the street. And I got a new deck today. I haven't really touched cards in, a few weeks now, maybe? And there was this exhibit called In Between Spaces. So, like, GPS in Tottenham is like interesting. Hey Sandra, I haven't seen you in a long time. How are you doing? My screen is bent, so I look weird. Um, anyway, the GPS was a little hit and miss, touch and go. It was touch and go, in and out of signal. I felt like I was walking for blocks and it wasn't updating. I eventually reached the point where if I was smart, I would have counted blocks and that would have helped. You know what I mean? But by the end of my trip, I was like looking for stores that I saw, and not all of them, not most of them, were the ones that were like listed in the default. So I had to zoom in on the map to make sure I was where I thought I was. I was kind of sort of navigating off of memory because I went there in June of last year. Oh, see, look, the Two of Cups now. Love, harmony, balance, mutual respect, money, financial partnership, and you inspire. It's a yes. We got Venus and Mars. We got Mars and Mars. We got Venus and Venus. We got these fishies swimming around them. This star eclipse moon thing. Love this. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Wands that was inside of the deck. What is this? Eight of Wands is behind the Page of Wands. And then the Page of Swords is behind that. New deck. It's the Clarity Tarot. This is the book for the deck. because my phone is sitting on top of the box. Let's see what it says for the Two of Cups. I love reading books to see what flavor we're working with. Sometimes they'll touch on things that I wouldn't necessarily think of. It's like getting a outside opinion, a second opinion. How does this book work? Okay, let's get a table of contents. Keywords, part 1, part 2. The suits and their elements and superpowers. Court cards. The houses. The major arcana. So maybe it doesn't. Yeah, that's just the cheat sheet. Well, that's kind of. Cups is page 40 and also page 60. Oh, okay. So yeah, let's go to 40 or 60. I don't think this is gonna give me what I. Yes, it will. Whoop, whoop. The Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is the card that may indicate an old friend coming back from the past, since it shows a familiarity. This is a card of mutual respect and common ground and harbors a feeling of equals or peers. This collaboration gives a person an awareness of high hopes and inspiration. If perhaps I'm reading for a client and the question is, will I meet someone soon and start a great relationship? This card will tell me that the great relationship looks quite hopeful, but most likely it would be with the person they already know. Not necessarily an ex partner, although that could be the case, but someone they have already been introduced to at least once. So in this book, to this person, the Two of Cups is like a Six of Cups ish, where it's like somebody, somebody from the past. Keywords for love and harmony are balance and mutual respect, and for money, financial partnerships, where you inspire. I might not use it. I might not use the book for this one, but it's fine. So there's this like Eight of Wands communication in between these two pages, the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. So these are the two individuals here. The Page of Wands is about like inspiration, like a creative inspiration. Page of Swords is like an inspiration for the Page of Wands would lead them to create a masterpiece. The inspiration for the Page of Swords is like, it feels like if it's not writer's block, but it's like if there's an issue, a logistical issue, then it. Oh, snap! Hey, Steph, how you doing? I just saw that. It's like it brings a new idea where there was a sort of stuckness before. So it's seeing something in a new way, looking at something with a pair of fresh eyes, and that inspiring some kind of, I want to say, renaissance or rebirth. Where is this? I don't even know what I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? I'm like, how do cards work? I don't know. Page of Pentacles, all the pages. Are all the pages like no's? I don't know what I'm doing. See, this is why I ain't been using no cards. They have spreads in here. Maybe we can do a spread. Celtic Cross 5 card, yes or no. There's a 5 card, yes or no. How to give awesome readings. Sure. Sure, Jan. Oh. So like there may be like multiple reasons. Let's try that. Should Sally go to San Diego? This will be I don't know who Sally is. Justice is at the bottom with this 2 of Cups. So in the last video that you probably won't see, when I go live from my phone, it automatically makes the videos private after I end it. So then I have to remember to go and make them public so you can find it. But the Devil card came out and Justice came out, and it was this energy where it was like the answer should be yes, but because of external factors, the answer is no. It's like not seeing what's in front of you. And the 2 of Cups and strength came out at the cut. That was like, if you could just like have the strength to raise your head, look at the person sitting on the other side, like, we're all in this together. High Priestess and the Page of Swords. Ooh. This makes me. This reads as 2 of Swords for me. You got off? Oh, yeah. This is reading like the 2 of Swords to me because sometimes the 2 of Swords reads like trusting your intuition over logic. It's very like nothing that you can see with your physical eyes, nothing that you can conceive of would make something seem like it makes sense, but the divine is telling you to go ahead anyway. Your intuition is telling you to proceed when it doesn't look like there's anywhere to go. And so the blindfold is on, but there's like the moon or there's something else that alludes to like using your intuition. It's not like logic is not going to help you in the situation. And so it feels like the High Priestess is presenting the Page of Swords with this blindfold. What? It worked. Did you go live or what? Did you go like unlisted? Because I was like, I didn't get a notification. And the Page of Swords was like this new idea. What is this surrounding? Who was that? The 10 of Swords. This 10 of Swords is interesting. It kind of feels like acupuncture a little bit, but it's reading like the High Priestess is trying to tell. The High Priestess is trying to expand the mind of this Page of Swords so that it can view these swords as like feathers. So then these 10 swords in the back, they become like this pair of wings that this person can use to fly. And then we see the shadow of the eagle up here. And it's interesting because it seems like, I don't know if she's a giant, but it seems like she's already above the clouds. So in the reading on the last one, the devil card came out, and the devil is a yes in this deck, and I was like, that's interesting. And that's why it was like, in the devil card, the two lovers are in the cage and they're like facing each other, but their heads are down. And then the devil is outside of the cage. So that's why it felt like you have everything that you need right in front of you, but external circumstances and outside factors may be weighing so heavily that you don't see it, or that it's easier, not easier to give into despair, but there's a clouded vision there. And then the Two of Cups and Strength came out. And it was like, if you have the strength to raise your head, work with what you have, the person in front of you, or your local resources, you'll find a way. So on the masculine, there was like the feminine on the left, the masculine on the right. So I pulled a card. Feminine came out face down, masculine came out face up, justice. The scales of justice are like sitting like this. So it's like there's something on the inside of both of these scales that's like making the scales go in the middle. And in the card, it was their feet. Because they're like their feet, they were like sitting not in the fetal position, but like sitting on the ground with like their feet pulled in, not all the way. So it was like the foot, legs, butt, back, head down, like that. um, and so that was like feet was given root energy. So it was like, yeah, like the foundation is amazing. Like everything that you need, you've been acquiring. Maybe it's just finding out how it all works together to get us where we want to go. So I flipped over face up the feminine card. Well, first I pulled a card in between. Or no, yeah, I flipped face up. No, the bottom of the deck was the Eight of Swords when I saw Justice. So it was like something that we're not seeing. It played back into that devil. They're looking at their own feet rather than looking at each other. Oh, yeah. So then the feminine card came out with the Eight of Cups. And so then it was like, and then the Nine of Cups, or the Nine of Pentacles came out in between them on top of the Justice. It kind of crossed it in a way where it was like, rather than work together, it almost turned into an every man for themselves situation. I bring that up. I'm bringing it all up for a reason that I already forgot. I forgot why I brought it up. Oh, no. It just feels like, again, a different perspective, or it's almost like there's these experiences that we've been having that have led us to a certain point in life. And it's almost very like your mess can be your message type of thing. It's very like you can help others out of the situations that you've found yourself getting out of. Um, but also too, it's like because she's already above the clouds, it feels like maybe that's why the blindfold is coming in. It feels like this ending has already happened. It feels like because the page is here, meaning it's like it's new. It feels like a chapter has already closed, but it can't be seen. So I don't know if it's like there was an internal shift or transformation that has reached a completion, but the external hasn't yet matched, or we might not see how the external matches. It's also very, I guess it is above the clouds. It's like there are certain things that precede other things, like how spirit precedes the physical. And so it's almost like it's already decided in the energetic, ethereal, spiritual, the necessary steps are transpiring on earth in the material to get it to match. And so that's why it's like what looks like swords are actually like wings or something. So we'll do 3 cards. We'll take, oh, look, 1, 2, 3. Easy. First card is strength. And this is a strength card where she's not fighting the lion. Have y'all seen, I don't know how to pronounce it, but Fashion Week is going on in some country. And is it Schiaparelli, or whatever? They're making like the lion dresses or whatever. And it was like Kendall Jenner. Kendall's the model, right? She was wearing the dress as like they premiered on the runway for, I don't remember who, Schiaparelli. And there's like this big old lion head just on the side of a dress. And apparently it's not a real lion's head. It just looks like it because whoever crafted it was that good. But it makes me think of these because it's literally on her shoulder. I think though, this is like some kind of deep integration. Like it feels like the infinity sign is how the woman and the lion are. It's like they're becoming the same being. And it's a yes. The middle card is the Ace of Cups, which is a no for some reason. I don't know. Are aces, is it just like yes, no, yes, no, yes? I don't know how they decide which cards are yeses and which cards are nos in this deck. I don't know. But this Ace of Cups is coming out of a lotus. And then there's a koi fish, red strings, giving fate energy, 2 doves, a partridge, and a pear tree. And this is like no mud, no lotus, right? So the Ace of Cups rises from the lotus that rises from the mud, the Ten of Swords being the mud. The third card is the Chariot, which is another yes. So ultimately it's a yes. 2 yeses and a no. Oh, look, that's the same. 2 yeses and a no. No, yes, yes. Hold up. Oh, no. I don't have. I was like, I can I Ching this. With yes being yin, feminine, no being masculine. Because I guess yin and yang both start with Y. They both have an N too. I don't know why my brain was like yin, yes. Because I have 6 cards. I'm gonna look it up. So that's no, yes, 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 no, yes. No, yes, yes. Oh, girl, I don't remember. I don't remember any of them. Yes, no, yes. Is that water? Maybe? I don't know. No lions were damaged in the making. Right? Because I'm looking at it. I was like, if they really out there killing lions for these dresses, that's a choice. So I feel like this is why this chariot card is interesting too. This chariot feels like a divergence because usually it's like the left horse is going left, the right horse is going right. But in this one, the left horse is going right and the right horse is going left. So it's like they cross. So it's like they come together and then they keep going. That's why it feels like it's like diverging. See, golden chariot, golden headband, black and white, yin and yang. This is what the high priestess is trying to. It feels like the ace of cups is maybe it is a little overwhelming. It's just like a lot. There isn't any water here. Like this is the only water here. We got the page of swords and the ten of swords. Okay, I'm gonna disappear for darn it. I really should have did this on my laptop. I said that last time. I thought about it, but I was like, nah. Because then I could look up the I Ching. I could grab my laptop. Duh. I'll be right back. I will be right back. If it got enough charge. Is there an outlet over here? Oh, there is. 1 second. Okay, well, we shall see how this works. Oh, I can put it over there. I am off camera, but I am still here. Oh, I got out of the place today. I went on a little adventure. Oof. Oop, 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 oop. Leaves from the vine. Falling so slow. Okay. And the light switches are weird too. Again, that might just be a feature of the place that I'm living in, not necessarily representative of every single place. Light switches outside of the bathroom for inside of the bathroom. Okay. Oh no, sorry to hear it, Steph. Your brain went yin yang when you first said why. But they both have the, yeah. I thought of that too. I was like, My brain is just playing all of the classics. J.G. Wentworth. They've helped thousands, they'll help you too. One lump sum of cash they will pay to you. If you have an annuity and you need cash now, call J.G. Wentworth 877 cash now. 877 cash now. It's your money. Get it when you need it. Call J.G. Wentworth 877 cash now. I don't need the internet. I just need my PDF viewer. I don't know if I downloaded the new book of maps on my laptop. I can't want it anymore. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I can't keep playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I lost. Ooh. Well, if that's love, it comes that much too. It was water. Whoop, 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 whoop. And mountain. So this would be mountain over water. Because I'm pretty sure yang is the solid line. And yin is the dash line. Yeah, the divine yin. No. No. I might need the internet. Hold it. Because now I'm like, divine yin is earth. Yeah, yeah. Divine yin is earth. Divine yang is heaven. I think. Okay, girl. I already forgot. Okay. I'm sorry. My brain is just being brain right now. So this is solid dash dash mountain over water. Dash solid dash mountain over water. So mountain over water is hexagram number 4. Hexagram number 4 in experience. I mean, it is a page. Let's read it, shall we? Mountain over water. You are focused on the wrong inquiry. Divination does not. It's this one. You are focused on the wrong inquiry. Divination does not seek out the inexperienced fool. The inexperienced fool seeks out divination. The divination here shall give no further information unless the inexperienced fool can return with a proper sincerity. You must find the right teacher to learn the right attitude. Be aware of your inexperience. Ignorance is pervasive, yet to err is not evil. It is naivete and a result of inexperience. Do not seek out divination again until you mastered the teaching. So maybe this Ace of Cups is that divination energy. But it doesn't necessarily code as divination. There's something about this Ace of Cups that feels like an overwhelm. And that's why it's the only no in this. It's like the strength is present. Not only is strength present, but it's like it's integrating. The Chariot is here, meaning that we can balance opposite forces well enough to move somewhere. But again, like the Ace of Cups coming out of the Lotus, it just feels like it's a whole new world. Because the Lotus has bloomed, right? It's not the world of mud anymore. And that's what the High Priestess is trying to get this Ten of Swords energy to see. It's like the world is not what it was. You are not who you were. Everything is different. And it's funny because this hexagram says that divination does not seek out the inexperienced fool. And I guess that's true. Divination does not seek out the inexperienced fool, but the High Priestess approaching this Page of Swords means that we are experienced. You are experienced. You are experienced. Ten of Swords. And maybe it's also like there are ways in which we used to think that the divine worked. There are ways in which the divine used to operate. There are ways in which symbols and synchronicities and messages used to come that it's like they may not come that way anymore, but it feels like it's a more direct connection. Again, because of this Ace of Cups. And that's why. It's almost like, let's say, like you're in a long distance relationship, right? And so every Friday you get a phone call from a person and you'll have like a Zoom day or whatever, or a long distance friendship, doesn't matter. Every Friday y'all Zoom or whatever, right? So then let's say like the distance closes. And so now instead of like y'all Zooming every Friday, y'all like you go out and you do something every Friday, if not other days as well. But then it's like you're spending all of this time in person with that person, but then it's being like, why don't we Zoom on Fridays anymore? Like I'm signing into Zoom and you're not there, and it's like, what are you talking about? Like we're right here, face to face. I didn't necessarily know we were still doing that. Like I can, of course, but it's like, wouldn't you rather meet up in person and do something face to face than like us? It's like you are together, and then you're like, okay, you go home so I can go home so we can Zoom. And it's like, or we could just stay here. And maybe that's the diverging energy of this Chariot, where it's like this horse is going this way, this horse is going this way, and it's like they've already met in the middle, but now they're still sort of moving. What are we? I'm gonna give this a few shuffles. I'll pull the top of the deck to be what it is that we see. Oh gosh. The top of the deck will be what it is that we see. The bottom of the deck will be what it is that like spirit is trying to show us. Because there's something that High Priestess, it's like, don't use your. You know what? I'll pull before and after the Two of Swords. That's how we're gonna do it. I'll pull before and after the Two of Swords. Before the Two of Swords will actually be what the High Priestess wants us to see. After the Two of Swords will be how our old eyes would see it, because this is the order that the cards came out in. The Page of Swords came out first. That's why I'm doing it that way. Okay. Three of Swords, the Star, and the Seven of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. See, in the Star and the Ten of Swords. Here in the Star, it's not it might be a pelican. And the Ten of Swords, it's an eagle. But there's the bird and the star. It's already healed. Three of Swords, the star. It feels like this is healed, but now we're like building on that healed foundation. Or it's like whatever the water from the star, it's going to nurture things. It feels like there's an area, and then the Ace of Swords is right behind that. It feels like in the presence of the Three of Swords, there was a drought here. That drought is also why this Ace of Cups feels like it feels like it's overwhelming. There's a little bit of an overwhelm here. In addition to it being like something it's like becoming more intimate, it's getting closer, less distant. But it's almost like if soil is too dry and you introduce a lot of water, it can like it's more susceptible to flooding or something because it's not gonna soak in fast enough. But yeah, with the Seven of Pentacles coming off of that, it feels like um, something is going to grow that hasn't grown before because now maybe the soil it'll take up water rather than yeah. Oh, this is interesting. So before it's Death, the Two of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. So death, yeah, this is what the High Priestess is trying to get us to see. I mean, I don't think the High Priestess is get us. The High Priestess is trying to get us to see that things of like one time, one age, one era has gone by, and so a new one will open. What's interesting is there's this spirit here. I almost feel like this spirit is the Page of Swords. So it's like when the Page of Swords puts on the blindfold being offered by the High Priestess, they go on this astral journey, like a vision quest type thing. And this is like the astral body of that Page of Swords. Which is interesting because it makes it feel like it makes it feel like seagull. Like it's almost like being able to see what would have come of something if you didn't change, if you didn't transform. Maybe that's just like, and comparison isn't the point, but maybe it's like if there's a certain choice that you made in your life to do a thing, and then you go back to a place and you see like an old friend or someone, an old acquaintance, an old associate that like continued on your old path. It's like noticing the difference between where you are, and it's again, it's not to compare like your life and their life, but it's almost like wow, like if I would have stayed here, if I would have continued down that path, like I could have had this set of experiences that I'm glad I don't have. And I'm glad I don't have it. It doesn't necessarily mean that like they're worse off. It could just be like let's say that you go to law school but like halfway through pre-law, you decide to drop out and pursue something else. And then maybe you're like, man, like if I was a lawyer or an attorney, like maybe I'd have all this money or whatever, or I'd have this certain lifestyle, but like I didn't do it. And so one day you're somewhere and you see one of your old pre-law buddies who went on to law school and they're a super successful lawyer and they have the things that you're like, man, like I could have had all that. The seagull just landed. Sorry. You're like, I could have had all that. And like you catch up with them and they're really excited and they're talking about everything that they're doing and they're giving you like some details, not specifics, because I'm sure there's certain things that they can't talk about, but they're just telling you about their life and their work. And as happy as you are for them, it's just that realization of like, you made the right choice because it's like the work isn't work that you would enjoy. It's not work that you would want. The lifestyle, maybe, but the work, no. And so that's why it's like it doesn't have to be in terms of like comparison. It can be like, I'm really happy for you and I'm glad that you love that as much as you do, but that's not what I want. I made the right choice to leave when I left. So, and then here's the Two of Swords in this deck with that big old full moon. See, this is what I'm talking about. Because, like, swords are logic, it's intellect. And so, if we rely on our logic and intellect, there's like this crossroads where we can't think of a way forward. But with this blindfold, it's not what we see, it's how we're intuitively led. And that's like this big old full moon back here. Trust your intuition because your intuition will can lead you and guide you when other navigation systems are offline. The Ten of Swords is sitting with the Wheel of Fortune, 10-10 again. So we see this yin yang in the background. Again, the yin yang in the background. And it feels like, again, it's that energy of like everything has already changed. Excuse me, everything has changed. Things are different. The wheel is turning. But if we continue to look at things that, if we continue to look at things with eyes that we've always used to look at things, with the mind that we've always used to process things, it feels like we don't see it. That's when this Two of Swords becomes truly blind because it's like everything is leading you to trust your intuition. But if you can't, if your sight outweighs your knowing, then it's almost like you can stagnate in energy. You can stagnate in energy that's like already gone. Five of Swords, Eight of Wands on either side of this. I want to be like, is there any advice? I'm going to pull 6 more cards. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to I Ching, Death, and the Wheel of Fortune. Which one is first? We'll say Death above, Wheel of Fortune below. Yes, because this is below that one. I gotta go back to my table. This is double wind. It doesn't matter which one is above and which one is below. It's double wind. They're both wind. So, double wind is hexagram number. Hexagram number. Hexagram number 57, Gentle Force. This is a no-no, yes. If This would be a no-no, yes. So it would be a no, but there is a yes. Is this a no-no, yes? This is a yes, yes, yes. The Wheel of Fortune, Death, and the Two of Swords are all yes cards. Where's 57? I Ching 57. Use gentle force. Submit to the direction of the winds. The power you exert must be a gentle force. The wind is powerful because time is its power. The wind uses time to accomplish all endeavors. So you too, like the wind, must use time to accomplish your endeavor. Be the unseen influence. The magus casts a spell that will produce an unseen influence. Whether the warrior advances or retreats, both decisions will bode well, so long as the decision is made with conviction. One must not delve below the surface, perhaps into the unconscious mind, to understand. One must. I've said one must not. It reads one must. One must delve below the surface, perhaps into the unconscious mind, to understand the situation at hand. The wind is favorable, small gains to be had. And that, like, the do not delve below the surface is like, don't retreat back into the mud that the lotus has already blossomed out of. Because again, death and the wheel of fortune, either way you look at it, things have changed. We do get to see now, though, this eagle. Instead of the eagle being a shadow in front of a star. Oh, look, it literally came out clarifying the Ten of Swords. It's heading towards this, like, that's the Wheel of Fortune. That's why it's like, look up. Let these become wings, like, you know. And Spirit will help you do that. That's what that's what the High Priestess is coming in to do. But, see? I told you this was giving me High Priestess energy. See the, like, bubble on top of her head and this full moon behind the Two of Swords? Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Cool, cute work. So the advice is use gentle force. Tap into the unseen influences, be open. I mean, that's what your intuition is going to do. Your intuition is going to tell you how things are moving. The intuition is your spiritual connect to the energetic sort of flow before the physical begins to shift and move in the same way. Cute. How many majors are here? High Priestess, Death, Wheel of Fortune, Chariot, Strength. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 majors, one ace, one court card, and one minor. Two minors, sorry, the Two of Swords and the Ten of Swords. But I went looking for the Two of Swords, so it doesn't really count. Lots of majors, lots of majors. Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. From the Ten of Swords to the Ten of Pentacles. This is you. Like, this would be the generation before you. This is the generation after you. This would be you. I mean, I guess this could be 2 generations after, but there's the shadow there. And again, see this, the astral thing. So this could be what I said it was. It could also be like the divine could be showing you through vision, dream, whatever, how things will change for the better. Like, it's showing you the rebirth. If it's showing you death, it reads as that, like, you can see what would have been if you would have stayed on the path that you were on. And again, it doesn't always have to be like, oh, like now this person is living this life that I really don't want. It can be that, like, wow, like they're really happy, but they're really happy doing something that I don't want to do. I wouldn't experience the same fulfillment doing that work that they do. I wouldn't experience the same joy having the same set of experiences. So that's why it's like there really is no need to compare. Um, and that's why, again, like it's not about comparing, it's just like it's showing you what could have been. And it's more than just like the surface level, it's more than just the material, right? Ten of Pentacles again at the bottom with the Queen of Swords behind that. I love this Queen of Swords. I love the owl with this Queen of Swords because it feels like that's the page that's mastered this other sight. What the High Priestess is trying to initiate the Page of Swords into. Now she has both her logical reasoning mind with the sword and that spiritual connection with the owl. A connection to that deep wisdom and that oversight. So, final card from the Clarity Tarot. I don't know how I'm going to use this deck. This might be the only thing that I bought this deck to do one read. It is interesting, though, how I feel like it subverts a lot of my expectations in a way. And so it forces, I guess, as I'm talking about this, it forces me to look at things in a new way, or to consider things in a new way, in a different way, in a way that I wouldn't necessarily perceive of them. Judgment with the Death card. The High Priestess was just with Death at the cut. The High Priestess was replaced with Judgment. 2 was replaced for 20. Numerologically, they're the same. Okay. Oh, well, here you go. Trust your intuition. Final card. It's the 2 of Swords. And it's like, no, I guess it's a discernment. This is where discernment is a huge factor. Because your discernment will tell you. It feels like discernment is spiritual reasoning. Like there's logical reasoning, and then there's spiritual reasoning. It feels like the sword of spiritual reasoning is discernment. Because it's like your intuition might tell you something. It's like, I don't want to say like your intuition will tell you that a tomato is a fruit, but your discernment will tell you not to put it in a fruit salad. Or it's like, you know what I mean? It's like your discernment will contextualize what your intuition is telling you. Without that, it can be really easy to. It's like, how do I communicate it? It's like what it is that like the tomato is a fruit, but you wouldn't put it in a fruit salad, but I don't. It's like your intuition would tell you to turn right, but your discernment will let you know that you're coming down the street from the opposite direction, and so instead of turning right, you need to turn left. Like I feel like, you know what? I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I'm struggling to get to what I'm trying to say. But like it feels like that, but it's not necessarily that specific instance. Obviously, it's not that specific instance. It's like it feels like it's not necessarily that context, because that's more so like the opposite. Like intuition is right, your discernment will tell you to like, well, turn left because you're coming from this way. I mean, maybe your discernment will be like, yeah, we detoured and we detoured and we detoured a little bit. So, um, but it's more like, I don't know. It clarifies it contextualizes it to your life. I keep looking for sequels. Keep getting distracted. There it is. I knew there would be a sequel out there. Oh, it just caught the sun. Okay, I'm sorry. Bottom of the deck is the star. The two of swords and the star is feeling like a higher self energy or a future self energy. It's like it's the part of you that knows. Because there's the it feels like there's the divine outside of you. There are the angels, the ancestors, the spirit guides, all of them outside of you. And then there is your soul that dwells within you. And your soul also holds a lot of that knowing. This feels like your knowing or your soul communicating something to you from deep within, not necessarily external to you. Take it if it resonates, don't if it don't. Thank you, Steph and Sandra, for being here. The two S's. I hope you all have a good whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. Yeah, it's a time to trust your intuition. I mean, that's pretty much everything I feel like I've been saying for the past however long. But I guess it's nice to have a little bit more context in this situation. Or it's just like, um, know that things are, I guess more so than knowing that things are changing and knowing that things are happening, there is a deepening of a connection. Again, with that Ace of Cups, it feels like it's a little bit of overwhelm. It feels like spirit isn't where you might necessarily, it's like its spirit isn't necessarily where you're used to going to reach them because they've moved a lot closer. They moved in. Maybe they've moved in because something that you were doing and the work that you were doing with that Ten of Swords, something that you did actually got you closer to your soul. And so now, again, it's like now instead of the divine having to speak to you from outside of you, the divine can speak to you through you from the inside. So it's like it's gotten a lot closer. I don't know. I'm just a dude, and I will catch you when I catch you. Have a good one. Bye. Did I say I hope you have an amazing whatever whenever you see this and that you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality? If not, I just did. And if I did, I just did it again.